What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Last Wave Podcast. As always, thanks for listening. It means a whole lot. I'm not going to do the normal intro today. It's really long and lists all our stuff. Basically, we have patreon.com, Facebook, as well as Twitter, all that good stuff. So check us out everywhere. Same name, same photo. Today, I've kind of relegated myself to doing a couple episodes a week, but today I'm going to do an extra one. And as far as extra, this is going to be to support extralife.org. It's a cool little charity that I do on my sister channel, Last Wave Games. Extralife.org is actually a charity that donates to children's hospitals and stuff of that nature. And it's for YouTube gamers, Twitch streamers, gaming in real life, pretty much everything. So this episode, I'm definitely going to post a link to it. That's going to be kind of like an extra episode just to promote that. It's really easy to donate. You can donate however much, whatever you can do. Go on, you can click on the link, and there's a big green button that says donate now. It takes a couple minutes. Our goal is $150. It was not much, but as you know, as compared to some of the other ones I've seen, but I feel like it's a good start. It's something I really enjoyed. We are an official extralife.org team. So again, it's pretty cool. Check it out. You know, if you can, you can. If not, thanks for listening as always. And we'll get started. So today I've got a pretty fun episode. And I've been excited to do this one for a while now. I actually totally forgot about this, but there was something that popped up on my Facebook and reminded me of this whole crazy theory. So today we're going over that there are no forests left on Earth. Now, I know what you're going to say, but what if I told you that there are no actual forests on Earth and the real trees died out thousands of years ago? They are now what we know as mountains. I know. It seems like an utterly insane theory. I agree. However, it is fun to wonder, and there is actually a lot of picture evidence, like as far as photographic evidence on the internet, as well as videos. And I tell you what, some of it's kind of compelling. This probably falls in line with some of the flat Earth stuff. You know, it's such a bananas theory, but you know, some of the stuff you can't, just click away and be like, okay, that's nothing. So that's what we're going to go over today. Should be a really fun episode. The main theory literally just comes from online boards and people questioning why so many mountains resemble tree trunks. A lot of them with flat tops for no real good reason. It's as if they've just been cut off at some point. If you search online, you can find a bunch of pictures showing comparisons. And at first glance, between severed tree trunk and some of the flat top mountains, just first glance, you would have the hardest time telling me which one is a mountain and which one's a tree trunk. So the key here is there any basis in this theory scientifically? The one thing you notice on a lot of these mountains, like Devil's Tower in Wyoming, is a big one that they use on this theory, is they all have a unique structure. No one thought anything of it until a botanist actually looked into it. These honeycomb structures that look like pillars, again, I will have, as always, pics on the Facebook page, pictures on Twitter, if I haven't posted them already. Usually, I think I was so amazed by these, I may have posted them already, probably about a week ago. But if not, I'll do it again, of course, so you have all the info you need. Anyway, an article I found online, and will paraphrase, states that the honeycomb structure, which previously scientists believed to be formed through molten lava, is an unrealistic thought. The issue with the current system is that there is no way the structure can be explained. Botanists, however, point to the fact that plants have the same kind of subsection and structure, which this makes them, instead of pillars, it makes them petrified tubes, which are basically pipes that carry food and water throughout the plants. These are the cells of ancient trees, just on a utterly massive scale, and petrified from thousands of years. So scientifically, the theory holds water, pun intended. These hexagonal tubes are found in most of these suspected mountains. And when you look into the history of these trees as well, you see that the legends do exist, such as the Tree of Life in Buddhism and Yggdrasil, the great Nordic tree that was big enough to fit different realms on. So you can definitely imagine just a massive tree, big enough to hold towns on its limbs, more or less. The Buddhists and other civilizations have always been attracted to the thought of the Tree of Life. Could this Tree of Life be referring to one huge tree? According to the current ratio to coordinates, suggests that, oh gosh, what is that? Kailash Mountain could be the highest of these trees. It is one of the holiest mountains in Hinduism in Tibet. One recent YouTube video I saw from, I'm going to try to get this name right, MRMBB333, most random YouTube name ever, showed a Google Earth image of one of these mountains from above. But when he looked out and looked into the surrounding areas, the valleys, the hills, they looked like branches and petrified leaves of a giant, even you could even tell what the leaves were. They were like a cedar-like tree. And I mean, this video was just insane. It was incredible. He'd even had me kind of like dumbstruck, to be honest. He pointed out that these rock structures and stuff like that around the area, and they look like branches with leaves. I mean, I'm not lying. It's incredible. I'll post it. I'll share it to the Facebook page. Definitely suggest looking into that. It was one of the most intriguing, photographic evidence that I've seen for this theory. And if you actually look at the tree trunk itself from above, it actually has what look like little veins. It looks like you would be looking at a tree trunk from above. It's pretty mind blowing. Again, you want to not believe this theory. I mean, I love a good conspiracy. I did even hang around a while on the flat Earth theory, but this one just seems so insane. I mean, the images this guy pulled up on Google Earth were, again, mind blowing. These valleys and fissures and what unwittingly look just like earthly formations all really look like tree branches and leaves, but they're petrified from being there for thousands of years. The location was not revealed in the video. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. That was kind of frustrating. I may just not have been paying attention. But that's on me. And I will upload the video to our page. The theory and idea of this whole ancient tree thing is really too much to even imagine. If these mountains are all trunks and some formations on the ground are limbs and leaves, then what else on earth is organically made and not what we think it is? Since this theory came around, thanks to a YouTube video from a Crimean gentleman, is apparently how this whole thing started, there's been an enormous amount of interest around the web. Blogs, other videos like the one I mentioned, there's been roundtable discussions, expert and scientific discussions, I mean, all of this stuff. So let's real quick put aside all reasonable thought, like you probably should for most of my episodes, and say that sometime in the ancient past, these massive trees spread across our world, but only a handful. You wouldn't be able to have hundreds just because we would see a lot more evidence of that. You can definitely find a lot of these strangely straight up mountains. There's actually one in North Carolina, Pilot Mountain, and it's a mountain that goes straight up, cut off at the top. It has like a smaller section to it, but the ground around it is so flat you can see like 4 counties. I mean, it's crazy. So these trees are around the world, but again, with them being so massive, you wouldn't be able to have more than just a handful. So again, that's something to keep in mind. The canopies alone would take up a tremendous amount of space. Therefore, it makes sense that there would only be a handful of them. As crazy as it sounds, there is one thing that no one has been able to offer a slightly sound theory on. How did they all get cut down? If these mountains, now mostly flat, were trees of great size, then how are they now flat, petrified trunks? Did something happen to the atmosphere, cutting it off at a certain level? Like the atmosphere used to be much higher, but due to some solar event, we now have less space than we once did. Was it ancient alien machinery who mimic what we do nowadays, and then, they just cut the trees? If so, then where are the trunks themselves? As I said, we do see apparently some remnants of the limbs and the leaves, but not whole trunks. So where are they? Were they taken off world? Again, there's no solid theory for this part of it. Hell, was the fable of Paul Bunyan and his giant blue bull based on real events? Was that based on a true story? What is the blue bull? Is it some great spaceship that carries these giant trees off of the world? Yeah, I have no idea. We will never know, I would assume. But anyway, this is kind of a slightly shorter episode than I've been doing lately. But I absolutely had to share this theory with the listeners. Like I said, it's blown up all over the internet. There's plenty of photographic evidence, plenty of pictures. There's a few videos. And again, I will try to get as much info and videos and pictures as I can on the Facebook page. But yeah, absolutely crazy, crazy bananas theory. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Definitely suggest looking into it because it's too good not to. So again, hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Again, real late, but check out that extralife.org. Don't forget, just check it out, browse it, do something if you can. If not, as always, thanks for listening. And again, we'll catch you next time.